welcome to a special midnight episode of Baking Me Happy. Why are you, Natalie, at 12:27 a.m. baking, you say? Well, I couldn't sleep, so I was scrolling through TikTok and I saw a recipe for a cake I've been wanting to make for a long time, but couldn't find a recipe that was small enough for just a few people and not a big exorbitant, use your words now, amount of people. So I did write it down. It's gonna be a good, bad, or ugly. I've never done this before. We're gonna do it together. So apparently the first thing you gotta do, I'm just gonna get right to it, okay? I'm really excited. Can you tell I'm excited? I love baking and I had to do it. Okay. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna preheat our oven. We gotta preheat to 302. Really crazy temperature. I'm not sure I can do it with my oven, but we're gonna try. So let me check. Well, it'll only let me go to 305, so we'll do 305. You're gonna take your flex pan. You're gonna go ahead and line it on the bottom and on the sides, and you do want it a little taller because this is gonna fluff up, okay? And we're gonna do what's called a water bath. So you're gonna want to put your oven rack right in the middle. Take you a little cookie sheet that's about 1 inch deep, and mine's already got water in it, okay? So this is not the kind of water bath where it's going to sit in it. You're going to put a rack right on top of it. And while your oven's preheating, you're going to go ahead and slide this in there. Ideally, you'll put your pan in first and put the water in like I did it first. And then I was like, I got to show them, so I had to pull it back out. Dropped it. Drip, drop, water, splish, splash. Drip, drop, water, splish. I'm so excited for this cake, y'all. Okay, so remember the scale I showed y'all? This is one of those that I'm going to do precise weights because I've never done it before. So I've measured everything out precisely. I'm going to put the recipe in the description. I got this from You Taste. I want to make sure that I credit the person whose recipe it is. That's what we do as cooks and bakers. We take and we try other people's recipes. That's what we love about it, is creating stuff and other people making it too. So I want to credit the person who I got this recipe from because I was so excited to find it. So, done that. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and soften our cream cheese. You do not need your mixer for this. So, on the cream cheese, we need 180 grams. So, we're just going to go ahead and soften that with our whisk just a little bit. The reason you don't want to melt it and you only want it soft is because you got 30 grams of unsalted butter melted coming up, right? Okay. Now, you're going to mix that together a little bit. And once that's good and creamed together, you're going to add this 100 grams of hot milk. So we're going to add all that together and give it a good stir. And we'll pick back up once I get this stirred up. It is hot in this kitchen. 12 grams of cake flour and 20 grams of cornstarch. And I got them both in here. And I'm going to just add those in there. Cornstarch tends to stick to whatever it's in, so you may need to super tap on it. Alright, then you should have 3 eggs. You're going to separate those, okay? You're going to put your whites aside in a bowl. Again, when you're separating, it's okay to separate with your hands, but let's make sure we're separating over a separate bowl one at a time and pouring them into that bowl one at a time so we don't have any, if any egg yolks bust, we're not getting those in our egg whites. Because if you want your egg whites to fluff, because this cake's going to depend on that a lot, you can't have any fat in them. So you're going to take your 3 egg yolks and go ahead and add it to this mixture, okay? Our oven's ready. Okay, so we're just going to add this until it's good and combined. Like an off-white color. See? It's really pretty. Okay. Alright, then we're going to take this and just set it aside for a second. Get our egg whites back. Okay? And to our egg whites, we're going to add, this is 5 grams of lemon juice and 5 grams of vanilla. Okay? And we've got 60 grams of granulated sugar. And we're going to beat all this together until it's good stiff peaks. You already know, right? She's plugged in this time. Yeah. I said she was. This is going to be a recurring theme, I guess. Okay, now that those are as they should be, and I did have to wrap a warm wet cloth around my bowl because my egg whites weren't quite room temperature yet. So now you're just going to start with 1 scoop of your egg whites and fold that in until just combined. That's just to kind of get it started, so it's kind of already a little airy. Again, once you know these techniques, you can find a recipe and put it together yourself too. So now we're going to dip in the rest of it. Okay. Now really, the only part of this that's really complicated is the baking part, but that's not really terribly complicated either. What we're going to do is you're going to bake it for 30 minutes at the 302. And then after 30 minutes, you're going to come and turn your oven down to 230. Okay? And then you're going to bake it for another hour after that. Alright, I think I've got this just combined. Have you seen those like Japanese jelly cakes? That's what this is supposed to be like a light and fluffy cream cheesecake. Alright, so then you're just going to take your bowl and you're just going to pour it in, just as you should. And be careful that it spreads your parchment paper and doesn't make it fold in. Now we're just going to set it on top of that water bath. And when I come to take it out after that amount of time, then we'll look at it and see what it looks like. So I reckon I'll see y'all in about an hour and a half. Well, she's out and she's cooled. When that came out, it was kind of flat. And I was like, what did I do wrong? Look how flat it is. So I went back and watched the video. It turns out you're supposed to cook it in a smaller pan so it rises more. But we're just going to check it out and see. Oh, it's so soft. Y'all. Alright, so even though it was kind of flat, it's still got that fluffy texture on the inside that we like. See? Alright, let's try it and see if it's as good and soft as I wanted it to be. Y'all, that just melts in your mouth. I'll do a short of me making it in a taller pan so you can see how it's supposed to rise. But you expect, because it's brown on the outside, that it's going to be a little crisp. It's not. It's like a pillow. Oh my goodness. This is so good. I'm getting carried away. Well, thanks for joining me for this midnight bake. If you have not subscribed, please do so. I will see you next time. I'm going to be doing some more goodies here before Christmas. So stay tuned to see what those are. Join me next time for another Baking Me Happy, and let's get cheesy. See you next time.